Okay, today I'm going to show you guys how to start your project to put yourself inside of a snow globe. So here's my example, and we're going to make something kind of like this. I'm going to make a new document. It needs to be 8 inches wide by 10 inches tall, 300 pixels per inch for your resolution. And then the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to make my screen just a little bit, my document a little bit bigger here. I'm going to unlock my background, and I'm going to hide it. You saw that it kind of disappeared. If that happens, it does sometimes in the old version of Photoshop. Just click and it'll come back. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is to make the basic shape of our snow globe. So we're going to start by using the ellipse tool, and we're going to make a perfect circle by holding down the shift key and clicking and dragging. If you don't hold down the shift key, it will just make an oval. So I have that pretty much in the center. Now I'm going to make a basic shape for the base, and I'm going to start with the polygon tool, and I've set it to have 6 sides. That way I can use basically half of a hexagon to make a curved kind of trapezoidal shape. So I'm going to once again click and drag, and then I'm trying to pay attention to how wide it is. I think that size will be decent. So I'm going to use my move tool, which looks like an arrow, and it looks like it's just slightly straight. Okay. All right. I'm going to figure out where I want that to go. I think I want it to go up just a little bit more. Okay. I'm going to rasterize both of those shapes, which will allow me to edit it more. So I'm going to right click, rasterize layer on both of them. And I'm also going to go ahead and double click to change shape 1 to sphere and shape 2 to base, so I don't get confused later. All right. On my sphere, I have that layer selected. I'm going to hit the magic wand tool and select the circle. And then while that's still selected, I'm going to switch back to my base layer and just hit Control X to delete. That way the top of it will have a nice curve that looks like it would hold a sphere. But now I need to make the bottom of it curve. So I'm going to get my ellipse tool, and I'm just going to drag and try to get a nice curve that I think would be good. So when you have it, just let go. And now I need to select the inverse, because right now what's selected is the inside of that ellipse, but I actually need it to be the outside. So I can hit Control X to delete it, and I'm left with a nice base. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to select both of these at the same time. So I'm going to get my magic wand tool, select the base, and you go to the sphere layer, click on that, and then hold down the shift key, which will allow me to add to my selection. Now I have them both selected. I'm going to now make a new layer. You can hit the little circle with the triangle inside, or you can do Shift Control N. I have that layer. I'm going to put it on top, and I'm going to hit the create or the add layer mask button at the bottom of my layers panel. It's a rectangle with the circle on the inside. While I have that selected, I'm going to do Control I. And basically what a mask does is it blocks certain areas and lets other areas show through. So you can see that the layer mask is selected. There's little brackets around it. So if I click back on the regular part of the layer that has the kind of gray and white checks, I'm going to show you what that does. I'm going to get a different color here. So right now, if I do something in my background, that will show up. But once I get to where the black is, it blocks it. So this will eventually allow us to make our background without worrying about what's showing up behind it. So I'm going to do Control Z to get rid of that. And we're going to stop this section right there.